Okay, I'm going to go over this homework assignment in detail so that you are ready for the quiz coming up. Number 3, remember, square root of -1 is I. You really have to know that. You also have to know that I squared is -1, I cubed is -I to the 4th is 1. You have to know those 4 things. So if I think about this as the square root of -1 times the square root of 4, well, this is 2, and this is I, so your answer is 2I. 9I. Oh, sorry, I'm only supposed to do the odds. 3I. Now here, this is 11I, but there's a negative in front. So number 7 is -11I. Number 9 is I root 12, but you have to simplify root 12 just like we've been doing. That breaks down into 2 root 3 because it's 4 and 3, 2 and 2. So your answer is 2I root 3. Number 11, you have a 5 outside and then a -27, so we have 5I root 27, but you have to simplify root 27, which breaks down into 3 root 3. So now I have a 3 that has to get multiplied by 5I, so your final answer is 15I root 3. Number 13, -51, you can take out a 3, that goes in 17 times, but that doesn't matter because there's no doubles. So 51 can't be simplified. So your answer is just going to be -I root 51. Okay, next section, 15. All you're doing is switching this to I root 5, and you can't combine them because they're not like terms. I acts just like a variable. You can't add it to things that aren't i's. You can't do anything that you can't do with an x. So now we have -4 minus root -24. That's the same as saying -4 minus I root 24. But we need to know what root 24 is. It breaks down into 4 and 6. So 2 root 6. -4 minus 2I root 6. That's all you can do. That's your final answer. Number 19, this is 10I. This is 9I. 10I plus 9I is 19I. You can add like terms. I plus I is I. 2I, sorry. This is 12I plus I, 13I. 23 is a little more complicated. We already said -12 up here was 2I root 3. So we already know what that is, 2I root 3. Plus, we also said -27 up here was 3I root 3. And -75 breaks down into, think about 75. It's 25 and 3, 5 and 5. So it's 5 root 3. So I have minus, because this minus, 5I root 3. But notice, all of these have an I and a root 3. These are all like terms. So you add them together. 2I plus 3I is 5I root 3 minus 5I root 3. The answer here is just 0. Number 25, this is 2, this is 2I, this is 6I, and this is 6. So you can add the numbers with the numbers and the i's with the i's. These signs are staying. So 2 minus 6 is -4, and 2I plus 6I is 8I. 27. Square root of 4 is 2, plus root 32 breaks down into 16 and 2, so 4 root 2. 4I root 2 plus 8 is 2 root 2, 2I root 2. These are like terms because they both have i's and they both have radicals. This is 6I root 2. So your answer is 2 plus 6I root 2. 29, bring down the -3 minus I root 10. Root 10 can't be simplified. Plus 2 minus 3I root 10. Now, if you're struggling with how I got 3I root 10 from 90, you need to come to Math Lab or stay after school. All I did was take 90 and break it down into 9 and 10, 3, 3, 2, 5. I took out the 3's, put them on the outside, 10 underneath, and the I came out because of the negative. So again, these are like terms, -3 plus 2, which is -1, and then you have -I root 10 and -3I root 10 is -4I root 10. Final answer. It's all you can do. 31, I have 3 plus 6i minus 6 plus I. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. 6i plus I is plus 7i. Final answer. Now we get into i's and I squareds and I cubes and all that. I cubed is negative I. So negative I times 2 is negative 2i. 3i minus 2i is just I. Same thing here. I cubed is negative I times negative 5. It's plus 5i. I plus 5i is 6i. 39, negative I to the 5th, remember we divide by 4 with a remainder of 1, so this is the same as just I. So you have I minus I plus I, your answer is I. Next section, we're foiling now. Man, this was bad when I looked at your homeworks. You guys have to pay attention to this. For 27, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3i is 9i. 2i times 3 is 6i. 2i times 3i is 6i squared. So this becomes negative 6. And when you combine them, 9 minus 6 is 3. And 9i plus 6i is 15i. A lot of people don't write the squared here. I don't understand. 29. 4 minus 5i times 3 minus 2i. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times negative 2i is negative 8i. Negative 5 times 3i is negative 15i plus 10i squared. This turns into negative 10. 12 minus 10 is 2. Combine your like terms, 2 minus 23i. 31. Negative 2 minus I times 1 plus 2i. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 2i is negative 4i minus I minus 2i squared. This becomes plus 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so your answer is just negative 5i. 33. Here's the problem. First is negative 144. Outside is plus 24i. Inside is minus 24i. And last is plus 4i squared. These cancel out. This becomes negative 4. With negative 144 is negative 148. Final answer. 47, all they're saying here is 2 plus 4i over 1 minus I. That's what divided by means. Just write it as a fraction. And then you know you have to rationalize by doing 1 plus I over 1 plus I. Foil the top. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times I is 2i. 4i times 4 is 4i. 4i times I is 4i squared. 1 times 1 is 1. Outside is plus I. Inside is minus I. Those will always cancel out. Negative I times I is minus I squared. Again, this is negative 4. This is positive 1 because I squared equals negative 1. So when I combine my like terms, I have 2 minus 4, negative 2, plus 6i, all over 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now I can triangle cancel, reduce everything by 2. A lot of people on the credit recovery just made this 0, but negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1 plus 3i. Here's your answer for 47. 49. Multiply by 3 plus I over 3 plus I, conjugate. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times I is plus 5i. Negative 15 times 3 is negative 45i. Negative 15i times I is negative 15i squared, all over 9 minus I squared. Again, the outside and the inside will always cancel out. So the bottom becomes 10. Up here we have a 15 and a plus 15, so that's 30. 5 minus 45i is negative 40i, all over 10. Reduce everything by 10. 3 minus 4i is your answer. 51. 10 minus 5i over 2 plus 6i. Have to multiply by 2 minus 6i over 2 minus 6i. Foiling again. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times negative 6i is negative 60i. Negative 5i times 2 is negative 10i plus 30i squared, all over 4 minus 36i squared, because the outside and inside cancel out. So the bottom becomes 40, because this is 4 plus 36. This is minus 30. 20 minus 30 is negative 10, minus 70i, and we're going to reduce by 10 again. So we have negative 1 minus 7i over 4. I ran out of room to do 53, 55, and 50. I really want to do 55 though. 12 plus 3i over 3i. 12 plus 3i over 3i. Now, if you're starting to catch on, you can notice you can triangle cancel before you do anything, and you would just have 4 plus I over I and multiply by I over I, which would be 4i plus I squared over I squared, which is, this is negative 1. So negative 1 plus 4i over negative 1 could be done. Or, let's say you didn't think of that. You can just multiply by I over I here. So you have 12i plus 3i squared over 3i squared. So negative 3 plus 12i over negative 3. But again, you'd have to reduce here by negative 3 or by positive 3, and you'd end up with the same answer. All right, I really hope that made sense because you're now doing the evens. Good luck.